I don't want to like move on too fast, but I think that leads into the other topic we want to talk about today, which is using the law of attraction to let go of fear. And I don't necessarily know like how I want to set up this topic, but I feel like what we've been discussing is once you realize how simple it is to create the life that you want, and you start arming yourself with all these tools, the fear that comes with everyday life or a life before waking up should melt away. Does that make sense? Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I mean, basically, for me, any fear that is here in the 3D reality is a waste of time.
Isn't it?
Because, one, you could be thinking about something that's down the road,
Mm-hmm.
and today is a great day, every day, right?
Yep.
And you could also be, affecting the people around you with your negative feelings towards that fear. you know you could be in a different mood or a bad mood or unhappy because you're thinking about that fear that's coming. Or you could think, if this continues to happen, then this is going to happen, something bad is going to happen in my life, and that's a fear too. And then you think about, even dying has totally changed my perspective on dying. Has totally changed, because I know now. Because really, what you're scared of when you're dying, is it the fact that you're dying, or is it the fact of you didn't become the person that you wanted to be? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, which one's worse between those two? Because I know now. Look at you. I know now that I'm going to make an impact on people's lives. I'm going to change people's lives, and I know I'm going to do all of the things that I want. Whereas before, I only thought about, this week is coming, this week is coming, this week is coming,
Mm-hmm.
this thing is coming up that's negative. I was focused on the negative things. And then, once you just start to focus on the positive things, the fear of death, I guess, for me is removed, because that means that I'm going to be on the 99% side and not the 0 point, or the 0.01% side. So I'm going to see the real side of life. Do you get what I'm saying there? Because it's like 99.9% of everything is energy, spiritual, God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then only 0.01 is this physical reality. And so that's why changing your thoughts, and you know listening and monitoring the things that you think, and then start to change those things to positive, that's what gives you freedom. The
Mm-hmm.
TV telling you that something's going to change, that's going to make you have a freedom, or it's going to take a freedom away from somebody else that's seems to be a perceived enemy. Well, the only enemy that you have is the one that you've created in your mind, and the TV knows this, and it's creating them for you.
In
So,
millions of minds all at one
yeah.
time.
And so it's collectively making a manifest. It's changing our reality, literally, because it's manifesting. People are watching it. Like, I don't even know at this point if what's on the news has happened now, or did or are they just saying that it happened so it happens actually? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
predictive programming and all that kind of stuff. It's insane.
Are there
So
enough people that aren't listening now that it's going to prevent that kind of stuff from being manifested in the masses?
to me, I see so many people that say that they don't watch TV. Now, that's maybe people that I'm bringing into my experience, but most of the people I know, even that are, you know, avid TV watchers from the past, let's say, they now are turning it off, or they're not listening to it, or whatever, or they're not watching the news. I hear people saying they're not watching the news because it's negative. And I'm talking about people that don't know anything about my channel, don't know anything about, our channel. They don't know anything about any of the stuff that I do, outside of work or anything like that. I'm talking about just people in business and stuff like that. They say they don't watch the news. So anyway, the main thing is let go of things that are not serving you. You can just look at anything in your life and ask a simple question. Does this serve me? Does this thought serve me? Does this TV show serve me? Does this game on my phone serve me? Does watching 80 TikToks in a row of people I don't know serve me? Stuff like that. By the way, I personally have never been out on TikTok before. Um, but you know,
It's
because
a it's a
my
great place. It's a
my
great place.
my attention span is already kind of short. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how short it would be if I'm watching 10-second videos and
Just be
getting,
like
or, whatever.
bloop 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 bloop. Hey,
Just,
what? So, what do you think are common fears in people, and how do you think the law of attraction helps alleviate those fears? Like, obviously, there's a fear of, like becoming broke, right? Maybe there's a fear of being alone. Maybe there's, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to just list all of my fears, but like, what are, like, what do you think is a common fear that the law of attraction answers that problem pretty quickly and easily if you use it in your life or if you
I mean,
consciously use it?
I think so. I think it's different for different age groups, but I think, if you look at, teenagers, 20-year-old, 20s, people's biggest fear is people not liking them, people not liking the way they look. Those things seem to be, and when you're in your 20s, what am I going to do to make money?
Yeah.
Because I've moved out of my parents' house, or, that's just one situation. I know there's many out there, so not
Fear
everybody's
of
the
the
same for sure.
unknown, right? Not
Yeah.
knowing what to do.
Yeah. So, for me personally, the most powerful thing that you can use for yourself is everything's working out, always working out for me.
Mm-hmm.
And just bringing that affirmation, that thought process, bring that into your life, and you will see things change. Because don't assume because something that you perceive as bad right now is bad. And there's caveats to that. I get it,
Mm-hmm. I like it though. I like it.
but you can't just assume that, because so many things have happened in my life that were the biggest blessing, clearing for the manifestation that I did want, and I kicked and screamed the entire way.
Yeah.
And Lindsay, my wife, she has put up with a crazy Rusty throughout her time period serving. I'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And she would always stay calm, and she would always tell me that it's always going to work out, Rusty, just quit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane to me, because it really changed who I was. And it took forever. Sorry, this is kind of upsetting me a little
I
bit.
I can
But
tell. I don't want to start tearing up either. Like quit.
so anyway, it matters. What you say and what you think matters.
Mm-hmm.
And it matters the most. And you can't let other people's poor programming or poor thoughts that they've given you in your past, you cannot let that dictate who you are. You are wonderful, and it's every person. Every person is divine. Every person can change any problem that they have. I know it.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I was thinking after asking the question, after I said fear of the unknown, is I think a lot of people's fears is just wrapped in drifting, and not having a plan for where they want to go. And I would say from 25 to 40, I really had no plan. And because of that, I didn't know what direction I was pointing, and was basically led wherever by whatever I was listening to or whoever I was around. So I think the law of attraction, I mean, the first thing you look at is when they talk about it is having a goal, right? And knowing that your positive attitude and your positive thoughts and your constant attention to that goal is what's going to draw it towards you. But the most important thing is you decide, you have a purpose. And I think with that purpose, there's always a light in the distance. You always know where you're heading. And because of that, there's no real need to be afraid. And furthermore, I like what you said, if something is a setback, it's not permanent. It's meant to move you in the direction you need to go. It's divine, and you need to accept it and roll on with it. And eventually, if you keep your thoughts on what you want, you're going to get it. You're going to get it.
Yeah.
And time doesn't exist.
Right,
Time is fake.
Right.
So all you got to do is just stop don't stop looking at the clock.
Can we undo the thought process of time? I'm thinking no, because that one is hard. It's like you're looking at yourself throughout the years, you see yourself getting older, all this kind of stuff, but it's like, what would be the word for it, instead of time, the way that we well, everything in our life is based on age, time,
It
that kind of
is.
thing.
It
And
is.
so
And
it's
just
like,
and I think, is it just the thought? It's the programming of thinking that time elapsed. And then I got an internet hole this morning, and it was like the whole reason you age is because you're eating the wrong things. If you eat the right things, you don't age. What does
so
that mean?
are you gonna wait? Do you stay a baby, or how does that work?
Yeah. What's that Brad Pitt
Just
movie?
it
I
was a
wanted to say,
baby. Was it a baby on the screen just telling you, I am 45 years old, been eating nothing but dragon fruit?
just I've been eating what I find on the ground.
Please click the link in the description to find yourself dragon fruit by the pound for the lowest price on the internet. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's like he's like turmeric. That's the secret. Turmeric.
So let go of your fear. Let go. Know that you're manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the craziest part is when Matt tells these stories and he says all these things, they were all manifestations.
Yeah.
Like you had no, you say you have no direction, yet you had a deep seated direction that got to a point that moved to another one. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy.